everyone, and welcome back to Ducky World. Yeah, we have missed you for a few weeks, but we are back and it's good to be back. Yeah, the last few weeks have been fun, by the way. I have been trying to see the country. I have been trying to adjust to the weather. I have been trying to buy winter clothes. I have been trying to do so many things, including to buy a ring light. Now you can clearly see I bought one because it shows on my nose. Like, seriously, I have tried to get rid of that, but it's not going away. And I'll tell you why my nose is shiny. It's not because it's a shiny nose. Well, it is a shiny nose, but the main reason it's a shiny nose is because of the amount of Vaseline, the amount of Aromas I have to put on my face every time I'm going to work, just to make sure that cold hits me and slides off. Whoever told me that when I was growing up must be a genius, because I think it works. Otherwise, I mean, you should see my legs. My legs have cracked. They have scales. But I usually try to protect my face. I don't want a scaly face. So yeah, enough of that. In this video, I just want to talk to you about my experience moving here. Like, what should you expect moving in a new country? Now, you have applied. We've talked about applying. We've talked about where to apply. You've done your interview and you've gotten the job, or you have gotten the interview and you're considering that particular institution. What should you consider before you actually take the job? Or what should you expect when you've taken the job blindly and you're moving to that new country? So I thought to just share a few things. I think we just need to pause and think about before we travel, before we get on that flight. We need to research on and know how to be ready on these things before we leave our home. And the first thing is the weather. Like I've said, everyone at the moment is scaring us newbies in the country about the weather of this place, and everyone is saying how harsh it's gonna be. We are told temperatures will drop to as low as -40 degrees, so be prepared for it. At this point, I don't even know how to be prepared for it, by the way, because yeah, I have bought the jacket, I have bought the shoes, but every day I sit down and ask myself, will this be enough? And today it started, not today, but a few days ago it started to snow. I wasn't around, so today it snowed when I'm around for the first time, and I was like, going home, let me just share this one. I have a long jacket and long boots, but between the jacket and the boot, just around the knees, there's a tiny space this big that's usually left out. And today I left the building of the school to get to the gate, and the gate is inside another tiny building. So when I got there, I thought my trouser was wet, because I mean it's less than 50 meters walk, but I felt the wetness, and then I paused. I actually touched it, and yeah, it was the cold. My jacket was getting cold, and it felt like it's already wet, and it's, oh my god. And I thought, it's the first day I'm experiencing snow. It's the first day I'm experiencing this kind of cold, and it was only 0 degrees or 1, and they say it's gonna go as low as 20. But yeah, the first thing to think about is the weather. Will you be able to adjust to the weather? If you're someone who's allergic to cold, do you think you'll be able to keep warm enough to keep that cold away? If it's a very hot country, do you think you have things in place to make sure your body doesn't heat up and overheat? Although personally, I prefer cold to heat, because with cold you can keep warm. You can put on layers and layers of jackets and stay warm. With the heat, my friend, you cannot walk naked. You just have to find a way around it when you're out there. That first point. Number 2 is the culture. We talk about culture shock. Not enough. Because my friends told me you're gonna experience culture shock. I mean, it's a country we had barely heard of. So like, you're gonna experience some culture shock. And I was like, I've lived in Kenya, where we have 43 tribes. There's 43 different cultures. I think I experience culture shock every single day. So that was not in my list of worries when I was leaving home. And when I got here, I don't want to say I got lucky. I want to say it's God, because it was a smooth transition. Of course, there's a few things that happen and you're like, this would not happen where I come from, but they're rare. Of course, the food will be very different. Same food, there's, I mean, rice, apples, beef, people eat all these things, but it tastes different. It tastes so different. I remember my first few days, I ate the rice and I was like, how do you people call that rice? But yeah, it's rice and you have to deal with it. You have to eat it for the rest of your time here. The apples taste different, the beef tastes, everything tastes different, but the food is similar to what we have back home. And then find out about the dress code, of course. Again, like I said, when I came here, it eased my worries, because my biggest worry was the dress code. Would I be expected to overdress? Would I be expected to dress a certain way? But when I got here and found that people actually dress freely, it was a relief, because there are no expectations. Just be decent, be modest, look good. I mean, that's it. But you never know. Some countries you're expected to really cover up. Some countries you're expected to, I don't think there's a country where you're expected to undress, but there's some countries where, I mean, summer, they're walking in scanty dresses and shorts, and I mean, just find out. You don't have to, but just find out about the culture, the dress code, the food, and the expectations of people there, the lifestyle. Is it a place where people party every day? And do they allow everyone to party actually? Some places you find that only men can party, women cannot get into clubs. You find places with clubs for men, clubs for women. It's not here, of course, but I've not had it here. But you never know. Some countries have these kind of restrictions in every sector. Like, I mean, every country is different. So find out, how's the culture like there? How do people live? How do people interact with people from other countries? By the way, this is super important. When I got here, and people would ask me for selfies. It's common here when you are African to be asked for selfies. At first I found it a bit strange, but after doing it over and over, and how people are actually asking nicely, they won't just come and do it. They'll just be like, please can I, please can I. So I find it very, it's very accommodative, because in as much as they are fascinated by you, they will not disrespect you, which is a win for me, which is something I really needed when I was moving from home. So find out about how people treat people from other countries if you can, because mine here has been smooth. Like, I love the people here. They are super nice, they're super friendly. You'll be stuck on the road and you're ordering a taxi and you cannot speak Russian, which is what they majorly speak here, and the taxi driver calls you because they want to find out where you are so they can come pick you up, and I cannot speak Russian. So I just approach someone near me and I go like, take my phone, talk to taxi driver, and they'll speak Russian, and then we will now use Google Translate and translate it. I mean, it's really nice here. I love it. I love the people here. But find out, I mean, I don't know, where you want to go might not be as nice, might not be as friendly. So the culture again, weather, culture, and then the structure of the institution you're going to be working with. This has nothing to do with the people, the country. It has everything to do with the institution you're going to be working with. If it's structured nicely, if it's a structure where dictatorial, you're not allowed to bring in any new ideas, people just say and you do. It could be a structure where they allow you to bring in your ideas, like how did you do it in your previous school, can you help us do it the same way? If they like the idea, they can ask you to take a lead on that and actually show how to do it. It could be a structure where the parents get to say everything. They say, we don't want this to be done, and it's not done. They want to say, we want this to be done, and it has to be done. So find out about these structures in the school you're applying for, and be ready to adjust accordingly. If you're a person who's there to tell people what to do, to share ideas. Then if you go to a school where they don't want your ideas, they're already happy with what's going on, you may want to go in knowing that your ideas are not welcome. If it's a school that's really receptive and, oh yeah, bring those ideas, and carry your drive full of ideas, go share them. If it's a school that, I don't know, just sit down, make calls. When I was coming here, I found a contact on LinkedIn, someone who had worked here, and they were really happy to share with me. I didn't know them. I just told them, I'm going to this school and I see you've already worked there before. How is it? And they were like, oh my God, I need to call you and tell you. And they called me and we chat. We had like a 30 minutes conversation. Total stranger. People there are out to help. So if you can use any channel to get this information, please do, because you're gonna need it. It's gonna be super important for you. And lastly, something we don't really talk about because we don't want you people to see. We want you to see that we are making it. We are having a blast. We're having a good time. Is we are definitely lonely out here. I said it. Loneliness, especially if you move by yourself. You're not moving with your family. You're not moving with anyone. It's a lonely world out here, especially for people who were introverted. You're not quick to make friends, so you're gonna spend a lot of time by yourself, especially when you're not working. So be prepared for that. If you're good at making friends, you have to understand the culture so you know how to make friends, where to make friends. But if you're like me, solo traveler, it's gonna get lonely. You're gonna wonder, like, did I have to leave home to come here? But yeah, you had to. So loneliness, it's real. It's real. Yeah, of course, sometimes you get chances to travel. I personally get chances to travel, and most of the time I do that because I want to kill it, the loneliness, the feeling alone. And the time difference for me in this case does not make that any easy, because I have to work out when to call home. Sometimes when I want to call home, they're just finishing off with their jobs. They don't want any phone calls. They're like, oh, can I call you back in an hour's time? I'm like, no, but in an hour's time I'll be asleep or preparing to go to sleep. So you find we might go for like a week without really talking to someone, having a decent conversation, sharing with someone how my day was, sharing with someone how it's gonna get lonely sometimes. Just saying, it may not be lonely for, I mean, if you enjoy your company, you will love it. If you have your family, you're gonna love it. If you have people who can make time and make long phone calls with you, you're gonna love it. But if not, you won't like it. You won't feel it. Sorry to say. But that should not discourage you from getting that job that you want. 4 things I thought to share, because I found these things extremely different from what I was used to. The structure of the school I'm working in is totally different from the structure of the schools I've worked in before. The weather of this place is very alien. I have never been in such weather before. The culture is also quite different. I have never been in such a culture before. And the loneliness. When I say loneliness, it doesn't feel like a valid point. But yeah, like how it gets very lonely sometimes. Yeah, those are the 4 things I experienced. I would love to hear if you were out there already. What was your experience like when you first moved out? What did you first experience? How was it? Did you, like, I don't know, just share something you feel like people need to know and they don't really know, but they really need to know before they move out of their home country. Please don't hesitate to share that in the comment section. If you have not liked us yet, please like this video or like a few other videos, watch and like, share them with your friends. Some of them, I mean, we've talked about how to get jobs, where to get these jobs. Just share with your friends. It might help someone somewhere. And finally, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, where's your loyalty? Kidding. Please subscribe as well. And yeah, until next time, which I don't know when that will be. Adios, and I really hope to see you soon. I really hope to talk to you soon. Otherwise, bye bye and God bless.